The grocery store hummed with the familiar chaos of a late afternoon rush. The beeping of scanners, the distant murmur of complaints, and the occasional wail of an impatient child blended into a dull roar. Under the fluorescent lights, Jake stood at register 5, scanning items with mechanical precision, forcing a polite smile as the line in front of him only seemed to grow. At just 19, Jake was used to difficult customers, but nothing could have prepared him for the woman currently unloading her cart with the dramatic frustration of a theater actress. She exhaled loudly, letting her designer bag thud onto the counter, her long, manicured fingers rifling through her wallet. Her sunglasses, comically oversized for an indoor setting, remained perched on her nose, obscuring her eyes but not her expression. The moment Jake saw the pile of crumpled coupons, he knew this would be trouble. "Good afternoon, ma'am," he said, keeping his voice even. "Find everything okay today?" The woman, who had the unmistakable air of someone who had never been told no in her life, didn't respond right away. She continued unloading her items, one by one, as if he wasn't even there. The tension stretched, suffocating in its arrogance. Finally, she flicked her wrist dismissively, shoving the stack of paper toward him. "Scan those," she ordered, her voice dripping with impatience. Jake took the coupons carefully, unfolding the first one. His stomach sank. Expired. By 6 months. He checked the next. 4 months. Another, last year, He worked through them, his hands moving slower with each one, hoping against reason that at least one was still valid. But they were all the same, worthless. He looked up, swallowing the lump in his throat. He'd had customers try this before, but something about her made his nerves prickle. Ma'am," he started carefully. "It looks like these are expired." She scoffed so loudly that the woman behind her in line jumped. "That's ridiculous," she cut in sharply. "They've taken them before." Jake forced a polite expression. "I understand, but our policy doesn't allow expired coupons." "Don't give me that," she snapped. "I shop here all the time. No one else has had an issue." Jake hesitated. That was a blatant lie. There were rules and they were the same for everyone. He gestured toward the coupons, keeping his voice calm. "I wish I could help, but these can't be accepted." She bristled, her fingers tightening around the handle of her purse. "Oh, you wish you could help? That's cute. What are you, 16? Jake's face warmed. He wasn't 16, but even if he were, that wouldn't have changed the policy. He could already feel the people behind her shifting, some exchanging knowing looks. Customers could sense a Karen in the wild, and this one was just getting started. "You should take them," she continued, folding her arms. "It's just a few dollars. Or do you enjoy making things difficult for paying customers?" "It's store policy," Jake repeated, his grip tightening on the scanner. "I can't override it." Her scoff turned into a laugh, loud and incredulous. She turned, addressing the line of customers as if expecting them to join her outrage. "You all hear this? This kid thinks he has power." No one responded. A mother with 2 kids shifted uncomfortably. A man holding a basket full of frozen dinners checked his phone, uninterested. Karen's smile faltered for a second, but she recovered quickly, rolling her shoulders back like she was preparing for battle. "Okay," she said, planting both hands on the counter. "Let me make this easy for you. Get me someone who actually knows what they're doing." Jake exhaled through his nose, glancing toward the manager's office. Lisa, his boss, was finishing up with another issue, but calling her over would only fuel this woman's tantrum. He turned back to Karen. "I am following the policy that everyone here follows." That was the final straw. Her hand slammed against the counter, rattling the register. A few gasps echoed from the line, and Jake felt his heartbeat spike. "I don't have time for some teenager to lecture me on policies. I spend thousands here every year. Do you think corporate would rather keep me as a customer or some minimum wage nobody like you?" Jake's jaw clenched, but he didn't take the bait. He'd dealt with angry customers before, but this was something different. Meaner. Crueler. ***. A few phones lifted discreetly, customers recording the spectacle. Someone in the back whispered, "Oh, this is gonna go viral." Karen, oblivious, seized the moment. "I bet you don't even understand the real world yet. Let me explain how it works." She leaned in. "People like me? We get what we want. People like you? You do what you're told." For a second the words hung there, thick with venom. Then a voice cut through the tension. "Ma'am, is there a problem?" Lisa had arrived. Jake let out a quiet breath as his manager approached, her expression unreadable. Lisa was a pro at handling difficult customers, but even she seemed to recognize that this one was going to be an issue. Karen turned, her expression shifting into mock innocence. Oh, thank God. I was hoping to find someone in charge. Lisa crossed her arms. I heard some of that just now. What's the issue? Karen scoffed dramatically. The issue is that this child is refusing to do his job. I gave him my coupons and he's refusing to take them. Lisa blinked. Then, with a calm, measured voice, she said, Are they expired? Karen's face tightened. Lisa glanced at the stack. We don't accept expired coupons. That's policy. Karen let out an incredulous laugh, gesturing wildly. Wow. Unbelievable, so you're siding with him? We're siding with store policy, Lisa said evenly. Karen's fingers twitched. Her mask of entitlement slipped for just a second, revealing something sharper, pure, boiling rage. I want corporate's number, she hissed. Lisa didn't flinch. It's on our website. That was the moment Karen lost it. With a fury-fueled flick, she grabbed the coupons and threw them. The crumpled paper fluttered in the air before hitting Jake's chest. A collective gasp filled the space. Karen's chest heaved. Jake, heart pounding, looked down at the fallen papers, then back up at her. Silence. Then Lisa's voice, cold, firm, final. Security, And just like that, the store held its breath, waiting for the fallout. The moment Lisa uttered the word security, a flicker of panic crossed Karen's face. It was gone almost instantly, replaced by something more familiar, righteous indignation, She squared her shoulders, tilting her chin up as if daring anyone to challenge her. You have got to be kidding me, she spat, voice sharp enough to cut glass. You're calling security? Over a few expired coupons? Lisa didn't flinch. No, ma'am. I'm calling security because you just threw something at my employee. Karen let out a hollow, mocking laugh, tossing her hands in the air as she turned to the growing crowd of customers. Some were recording, others whispering among themselves. This was a spectacle now. Oh, come on, she scoffed, eyes darting from face to face. Is everyone seriously acting like that was some kind of crime? It's paper. What, is he going to file a police report? Help, officer. A vicious woman threw a stack of coupons at me. Jake stood still, resisting the urge to react. He could feel the heat of every stare, hear the muffled chuckles from those who saw right through her performance. Karen wasn't pleading her case, she was playing for an audience. Lisa, however, was unimpressed. She pulled a walkie-talkie from her belt and pressed the button. Security to register 5. Karen's smirk twitched. Wow, she sneered, eyes narrowing. So this is how you treat a loyal customer? I spend thousands here every year, and you're humiliating me over nothing? Lisa exhaled sharply, as if she had heard this exact script before. No, ma'am, she said flatly. You're humiliating yourself. The line erupted in quiet snickers. Someone near the back clapped once and Karen's head snapped toward them, her lips parting in outrage. I want your name, she demanded, jabbing a finger toward Lisa. And yours too, she added, snapping her glare back to Jake. I'm going straight to corporate. You have no idea who you're messing with. Jake said nothing. Lisa said nothing. The store itself seemed to hold its breath as 2 security guards appeared, their black polo shirts crisp, their expressions unreadable. One of them, a tall man with a no-nonsense stance, surveyed the situation quickly before stepping forward. Ma'am, we're going to have to ask you to leave. Karen whipped around, her expression morphing into pure disbelief. Excuse me? You've disrupted business, harassed employees, and created a scene, he continued, his voice calm but firm. You need to leave. Now. Karen let out a stunned laugh, as if the sheer absurdity of the request was too much for her to process. She turned in a slow, exaggerated circle, throwing up her hands for dramatic effect. Oh wow. Just wow. Her voice dripped with sarcasm. So that's it? You're kicking me out? Over. Her words cut off when she spotted something. A phone, raised high its screen gleaming with a live recording. Her breath hitched. She spun back toward Lisa, her voice dropping into a threatening whisper. Make them stop recording, she hissed. Lisa didn't even blink. We can't control what customers do, ma'am. The edges of Karen's composure fractured. Her hands curled into fists, her breaths coming faster. You don't get it, she said, voice laced with quiet desperation. I have a reputation, if this gets online. Lisa crossed her arms. Maybe you should have thought of that before throwing things at my cashier. Karen's lips pulled back in a snarl. She opened her mouth, to argue, to threaten, to dig herself even deeper, but security had already stepped in. "Ma'am," the taller guard said, stepping closer. "If you don't leave now, we'll have to escort you out." For the first time, real fear flickered in Karen's eyes. Not fear of security, but fear of losing control. "This isn't over," she spat, grabbing her purse off the counter. "I will make sure every single one of you pays for this." Jake just watched as she stormed toward the exit, her heels clicking against the tile in sharp, furious beats. The store doors slid open and she disappeared into the parking lot. The moment she was gone, the tension snapped like a rubber band, and the store erupted in noise. "Holy crap," someone muttered. "Dude, that was better than TV." A few people clapped. One customer, a man who had been waiting patiently the entire time, stepped forward and patted Jake on the shoulder. "Well handled, kid." Jake exhaled for what felt like the first time in minutes. He glanced at Lisa, half expecting her to be furious about the whole ordeal, but instead, she just shook her head with a small, exasperated smile. "You okay?" she asked. Jake gave a half-hearted shrug. "Yeah. Just another day in customer service, right?" Lisa chuckled. "Go take 5. Jake nodded, stepping away from the register, his hands still slightly shaky from the adrenaline. As he walked toward the break room, a lingering thought stayed with him. Karen might have left, but something told him she wasn't done yet. Jake barely had time to sip his soda in the break room before his phone buzzed. A message from his coworker, Tina. "Dude. She's back." His stomach dropped. He set his drink down, wiped his hands on his apron, and hurried toward the front. As soon as he stepped out, he spotted her, Karen, standing at the customer service counter, her arms folded tight, her face a storm of rage barely held together by forced composure. She had changed tactics. Gone was the furious spectacle from before. This time she looked poised, her expression cold and calculating. The kind of look that said, "I'm about to make someone's life miserable in the pettiest way possible." Across from her, Lisa stood tall, her expression unreadable. Jake knew that stance. It was Lisa's "I don't get paid enough for this" stance. "I want to speak to the district manager," Karen was saying, her voice eerily controlled. "Not you. Not some assistant. The actual district manager." Lisa didn't move. "I've already explained." "I don't care what you've explained," Karen snapped. "Your behavior was unacceptable. You publicly humiliated me, allowed your employee to disrespect me, and—" Lisa cut her off. "No one disrespected you." Karen's nostrils flared. "You called security on a loyal customer over expired coupons." Lisa's voice remained level. "No, I called security because you threw something at my cashier." Karen's lips curled. "That is such an exaggeration." Jake clenched his jaw. There it was. The classic rewriting of events. He had seen this type before, the people who twisted reality to suit their version of events. But Karen wasn't done. "If you refuse to escalate this," she continued, voice dripping with false patience, "I have no choice but to take this higher. I'll be writing a formal complaint. And trust me, I have connections. I know people at corporate." Lisa didn't even blink. "Then write your complaint." That threw Karen off for half a second. She had been expecting panic, maybe even desperation. Instead, she got calm indifference. Her fingers twitched against the counter. "You really don't understand how serious this is, do you?" Lisa tilted her head. "Oh, I do. But you seem to think I'll be scared of a fake corporate connection." Karen's expression darkened. Lisa gestured toward the line of waiting customers. "You're holding up the service counter. If you have an actual issue, handle it like an adult or leave." Jake almost laughed. Brutal. Karen, however, was seething. She leaned in, her voice a dangerous whisper. "This isn't over." Lisa sighed. "I'm sure it's not." For a moment, Karen just stood there, fuming, her jaw clenching and unclenching. Then, without another word, she turned on her heel and marched out of the store. Jake let out a breath. "Think that's the last of her?" Lisa shook her head. "Not a chance." And she was right. Because 15 minutes later, the phone at the customer service desk rang. Jake answered it. "Thank you for calling. I need to speak to your manager." His stomach twisted. He knew that voice. May I ask who's calling?" The sharp intake of breath on the other end told him he had made a mistake. "This is Karen. And I demand to speak to your district manager immediately." Jake held back a sigh. He should have known she wasn't going to give up that easily. Jake held the phone to his ear, barely suppressing a sigh as Karen's voice cut through the line, sharp and dripping with entitlement. "I demand to speak to your district manager. Immediately." He forced his voice into something neutral. I'm sorry, ma'am, but the district manager isn't available at the moment. I can take a message if... Oh, don't lie to me. Her tone snapped like a whip. I know how this works. You people always act like you're too busy to deal with customers, but let me tell you something, kid, I am not just any customer. Jake clenched his jaw. There it was again, that familiar Karen rhetoric, that belief that sheer volume and aggression could bend reality to her will. I understand, ma'am, he said, keeping his tone even, but our district manager doesn't take direct customer calls. You're welcome to file a complaint through corporate and... Oh, I already did. The smugness in her voice sent a cold shiver of irritation down his spine. And trust me, once they see what happened here today, you and that so-called manager of yours are going to be out of a job. Jake took a slow breath. Is there anything else I can help you with? Silence. A dangerous silence. Then Karen gave a small mocking laugh. Oh, you're going to regret this. And with that she hung up. Jake exhaled, setting the phone down. His hands felt tight with tension, but before he could even process what had just happened, Lisa appeared beside him. She called, didn't she? Jake nodded. Said she already filed a complaint with corporate. Lisa scoffed. Good luck with that. We've got the whole thing on camera, and half the store witnessed her meltdown. Jake smirked. I doubt she's the kind of person who lets reality get in the way of a good tantrum. Lisa sighed, rubbing her temple. Let's just hope she's done. She wasn't. Because Karen didn't just file a complaint. She took it further. By the next morning, the store's social media page was flooded with one-star reviews, all posted within hours of each other, all using eerily similar wording. Absolutely disgusting treatment of paying customers. The manager here is on a power trip. Fire her. Do not shop here unless you want to be humiliated for using coupons. Jake stared at the screen, eyebrows raising. Wow. This lady really assembled a mob. Lisa, standing beside him, scrolled through the reviews, unimpressed. Looks like she recruited her little Facebook group to boycott us. Jake snorted. Right, because corporate is going to shut down an entire store over Karen's coupon war. Lisa rolled her eyes. Pathetic. She shut her phone off. But she wants a fight? Fine. Let's give her one. Jake's brows lifted. What are you thinking? Lisa grinned. Oh, you'll see. An hour later, the store's official social media account posted something new. A security camera still, a crystal-clear image of Karen mid-tantrum, mid-throw, her face twisted in rage as expired coupons flew through the air. The caption? Friendly reminder, we accept valid coupons. Not projectile weapons. Beaming face with smiling eyes, hashtag stay kind, asterisk asterisk. Jake burst out laughing. You did not. Lisa simply crossed her arms, satisfied. She wanted an audience, right? Let's see how she likes it now. It didn't take long. Within minutes, the comments exploded. OMG, I knew it. It's always the coupon ladies. This is the energy we need from businesses in 2025. Who else wants to see the full video? Eyes, asterisk asterisk. And then, the best part, people started turning on Karen. Wait, so she lied in her review? Wow. I was in that store when this happened. This woman was horrible to the employees. Karen got exposed, face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy. By noon, someone had found her personal Facebook. By evening, her entire account was gone. Jake was still scrolling through the chaos when Lisa passed by. Oh, by the way, Karen called. Jake looked up, startled. What? Again? Lisa smirked. She wanted the post taken down. Jake grinned. Let me guess, you told her we don't take expired requests? Lisa chuckled. Something like that. Karen never showed her face in that store again.